So I think what I found surprising, particularly in the last year, is the rate, the pace of cultural change in e-learning. What we've seen is a question of whether the current e-learning systems we have actually fit the students that we have at the moment. We're seeing this move away from sort of virtual learning environments which are owned by the institution to students starting to use facilities that are online, technologies that are available, things like Google Groups, wiki spaces. And I think that's been a surprise to me, that move has been so quick. And really what interests me at this point is how we cope with that cultural change and how we sort of empower students to use these sort of technologies without disempowering institutions and without taking away their ability to sort of manipulate, to control, to help students with their learning. So I think in the short term we're going to see people trying to adjust to that tension that I was just talking about. So trying to figure out how we can integrate our e-learning systems with the systems that students are actually learning, actually using in their own learning, their sort of personal learning environments and personal learning contexts. I think in the longer term there's some interesting things on the horizon. We've got semantic web technologies which are finally maturing. I think there's some interesting questions there about how we can use those to do things like help teachers and lecturers align their learning. I think there's some interesting advances in mobile technologies coming and extending that personal learning space, if you like, onto students' mobile devices and how we support that. And finally, I think there's issues to do with virtual worlds. And I think people are beginning to take things like games a lot more seriously as well, and the way in which we can build and incorporate those into our learning systems.